Who's ready for bacon wrapped shotgun shells? Let's get started. All right, the first thing we want to do to get started on our smoked shotgun shells, I've got 1 pound of lean ground beef here, or actually ground sirloin is what I'm using, and I've got 1 pound of Italian sausage. Now you can use any kind of Italian sausage you want, but I will say that I wouldn't use a fatty ground beef. I would try to keep it as lean as possible so you're not pushing a lot of fat out. I'm gonna get a little bit of barbecue rub in here, my competition style rub. If you've got a favorite one, be sure to use it. Just gonna hit it with a little bit inside there. I'm gonna say about a tablespoon. And I'm gonna come back with some of that garlic jalapeno for a little bit of that heat. If you've got a favorite AP rub, be sure to use it. Now, once I get about a tablespoon of each in there right now, I'm gonna come back with about a tablespoon and a half of chopped jalapeños, and I'm going about a tablespoon of minced garlic. Now, I've got 8 ounces of thick cut cheddar cheese here. You can use whatever kind of cheese you like. Smoked Gouda is good, Gruyere. It all depends on what flavor profile you're going for in your shotgun shells. So let's get this poured in. Let's get it mixed up and get ready to stuff some shotgun shells. Now, for stuffing these shells, there's several ways you can go about it. You can take your filling, put it in a piping bag and try to get it in. For me, I'm just picking it up and stuffing it in. You can go from both ends and make it easy without a problem. Once I get all these filled up, I'm gonna come back and wrap them in bacon. All right, now that we've got all of our shells stuffed, I did have a little bit of meat left. So it would take about 1.5 boxes of manicottis to do all this, I would say. So if you don't want any meat left over, I'm just gonna save this and honestly pat it out into a burger and have it later. So I'm not gonna let it go to waste for sure. All right, I've got some thin cut bacon here. I'm gonna take and let's wrap it around one. And so you wanna go complete edge to edge if you can, so you can cover the shell. You gotta get that shell soft. And that's what's gonna ensure a good bite on this thing and not be tough. All right, look at that, all wrapped up, pretty as you please. And we're just gonna keep repeating the process till we get them all wrapped up. You see me stretching that bacon a little bit like that? Perfect, and you always wanna put it down, right? So that bacon don't curl off or anything. All right, now that we've got our shotgun shells all rolled up, you can see that that one piece of bacon was perfect to go all the way around all the shells, everything. So the key to these shells is get them in the fridge. If you can prep them in advance the day before, that's what I would highly recommend. You really need to let the bacon kind of soften the pasta and the meat, the moisture from it. It will soften the pasta a little bit. You can go straight on the grill now, but the bite is gonna be a little bit different. So I recommend 3 to 4 hours, if not overnight, of holding them in the fridge just like this. Get them out, put on your barbecue rub, and then put them on. Now today I'm going with that competition barbecue rub, but you can use whatever you like. All right, now that we've got them all seasoned, I'm gonna go in my fridge for a few hours before we stick them on the smoker. All right, we've got our Recteq Flagship fired up. We've got it full of those roll oak hickory blended charcoal pellets that I absolutely love. Now let's get these shotgun shells on. They have been in the fridge 4 hours. We've got our grill running at 300 degrees. Now I'm gonna get those on, set them right dead centered like that. Shut our rack. I'm gonna give it about 30 minutes and look at it. I know it's gonna take about 45 minutes to an hour with that bacon, but you don't wanna overcook it. I'm gonna give myself about 30 minutes. I'm gonna mix up some barbecue sauce, and when that bacon's ready, we're gonna start basting it with barbecue sauce. All right, our glaze for our shotgun shells, I'm using a little bit of our sweet sauce, and I'm gonna use this Apple Habanero Glaze. You can see I don't have much in here. I'm gonna say this is probably 2 to 3 tablespoons. It's not much. It might be 3 tablespoons, might be. But I'm just wanting to put a little bit of shine and a little bit of flavor on those. And I'm going with, I don't know, about 3/4 of a cup, probably, of that sweet sauce. All right, we'll check our shotgun shells and see where they're at. All right, our shotgun shells have been smoking for a little over 45 minutes. I'm gonna get in here and check them. They're looking great. I'm gonna go in here just for the Thermopin to ease my suit of mine, and they're hitting 180 degrees. So they are by far done. The bacon is where it needs to be. Now here's a little pro tip. When it's really hot, you can take you some tongs and get in there and grab that, but you gotta be really clamped down on that wire so you don't drop anything. And then you can set the whole thing out here at once, just like that, and shut your grill lid back. But believe me, I have dropped one before. You got to be careful. Sometimes it takes 2 pair of tongs to pick it up. All right, once we get them all tacked up, I'm gonna stick them back in here. Now I'm gonna set that right up there like that, let it tack that sauce up. Be right back to take them off and try them. All right, it's been about 3 minutes, 3 to 4 minutes. We know our shotgun shells are tacked up. Now I'm gonna get in here, slide this in here under them, grab them, and look at that. Don't you know that's gonna be good. Let's cut our Recteq off, let it start cooling down. Let's take these in the house, let them cool just a bit, slice into them, and try them out. Okay, just to recap, we've got our shotgun shells off of our smoker. We took a pound of Italian sausage and a pound of very lean ground beef. We added some diced jalapeños to it, some seasoning of our Competition Rub and our garlic jalapeno, mixed it all up with 8 ounces of thick cut cheese, and packed that in a manicotti shell. We wrapped that in some thin cut bacon and let it set in our fridge 4 to 5 hours. We pulled it out, put it on the smoker at 300 degrees, had a total cook time of about 55 minutes. We let it glaze up with some sauce about 3 to 5 minutes, so you had a total cook time of almost an hour. There's only one thing left to do, and that's get in here and try a bite. So look at that. I cut one open. Look at that moisture in that. I don't know why I waited so long to make these. You can find us on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, TikTok, Pinterest, and of course YouTube. I'll see you next week with another video.